FBI has released video of the notorious Anna Chapman and other Russian spies conducting their business here in the U.S. It's from an undercover surveillance operation called Ghost Stories. Foreign Affairs correspondent Jill Doherty live at the State Department. Good morning, Jill.
Hey, Christine. Well, we've all seen those spy movies, but this is the real thing. Spies, undercover FBI agents, all captured on videotape. Just in time for Halloween, the FBI releases a treasure trove of videos, photos, and heavily edited documents from Operation Ghost Stories. A coincidence, the FBI says, but it's an undercover peek at how a Russian spy ring collected and passed on information, how the FBI trailed them, and finally cracked the operation. In one video from January 2010, Anna Chapman, the red-headed bombshell who later went on to fame in Moscow as a TV host, sits in a New York coffee shop wearing designer sunglasses, unknowingly talking with an undercover FBI agent about problems with her laptop that she uses to communicate with Russian officials. "You are ready for the next step, okay?" he asks. "Okay," she says. "This is not laptop to laptop. This is person to person," the agent says. In another video, the classic spy technique, a brush pass, as another spy trades off a bag full of cash with a Russian official as they pass in a train station. The FBI was forced to release the material, recorded over the decade the FBI had the 10 Russians under surveillance, as part of a Freedom of Information Act request. And it looks just like a spy movie, including one Russian digging up a package of money from what in spy lingo is called a dead drop. This spy ring is over, but the FBI says it's not the end of the story.
The U.S. remains the target of most of the world's spying. And again, as long as we have policy information, technology, and research that the rest of the world wants, and as long as foreign intel services want to gain a strategic advantage against us, we'll continue to be the target of that kind of spying.
And Anna Chapman and her spy colleagues were returned to Moscow last year as part of a spy swap, as we remember. And it looks as if being a former intelligence agent might actually be good for your career.
Jill, how sophisticated were the techniques that the spies were using? I mean, some of that surveillance video in the train station, for example, is like right out of a movie, except sometimes they're smoother in the movies.
Yeah, it was almost like a 1950s movie in a way, and some of those techniques actually were, the old tried and true. But when we talked with the FBI, they said that some of the other things, like Anna Chapman using that computer, she was actually using a Mac, they say, a Mac laptop, and it was communicating with another computer that was in a van that was going around the city, in fact, around that block, and able to communicate. So there were more techniques that were a bit more cutting edge. So I think that's one of the reasons that they were concerned. Obviously, as the agent said, there are a lot of countries that still would like to be spying on the United States.
And as you mentioned, Anna Chapman, she's a hero at home. She got her own talk show. I mean, for her, getting thrown out of the country paid.
It did, and she's interesting because she has that kind of, she was doing a few lingerie ads and she was in men's magazines, but she's also kind of canny too. She's using that to promote herself. She's been vaguely involved in some political stuff and I understand some magazines dealing with financial issues. So obviously she's, pretty intelligent and will parlay this into something good for herself, I'm sure.
All right, Jill Doherty, thank you so much, Jill. I mean, the pictures are fascinating. The 10 years of surveillance, thanks.
That was very cool.
Oh, yeah. Also